I think if we continue in this growth at all cost path, I would assume that there's going to be a lot of pressure to deliver more with less time. And the only way to do that is by automating everything and let AI lead everything. Today, we're discussing AI's transformative role in digital marketing, including some fascinating stats from the 2024 AI Marketing Report. From how companies are investing in AI to tangible impacts it's having on marketing strategies, we'll explore why AI is not just a trend, but the future of marketing. I'm Daniel,
I'm Matheus.
and this is the Human AI Experience. So, I read this report about the impact of AI in marketing, and because my background is in marketing, I find it curious on how these things are being impacted every day, and I can see the effect already. So I was just curious to see what are the numbers behind this. So there is actually a widespread AI adoption in marketing nowadays. So it's it started as a niche, but it's no you can't say it's a niche anymore. So the numbers, like there's like 69% of marketeers have already integrated AI into their operations, showcasing its widespread acceptance, right? But what's driving this shift? Basically, AI's ability to automate tasks like customer segmentation, doing data analysis, and also allowing marketeers to focus on creativity and strategy. So it became clear to many companies that AI is becoming an indispensable part of their toolkit.
Yeah, it's definitely the truth, right? And I can see that you can use AI to write emails, to do a lot of tasks that they are kind of, they demand a lot of effort. And sometimes they are kind of similar, if you see all the emails that you receive from marketing, they're kind of the same model, the same structure. And I feel that AI can definitely play a role like in copying that or in like taking this information and transforming into something to be sent out.
Yeah, that taps into a little bit of what you tapping a little bit into what you're saying. There's another number as well, which is like 70.6% of marketeers believe AI can outperform humans in key marketing tasks, which is basically what you were saying, right? Like marketing emails, like marketing email campaigns and stuff. You can use AI to speed up that process a lot. But there are also some other areas like predictive analysis and personalized content that has the use of AI increased a lot. There's also some significant financial commitments towards AI driven campaigns. So 20% of marketeers have already allocated more than 40% of their marketing budget to AI technologies, showing how vital AI has become for companies seeking a competitive edge and is actually paying off. 35% of the respondents reported substantial improvements in their marketing outcomes due to AI.
Yeah.
But the big question is, what if you don't have the budget? What happens with smaller brands that don't have money to be competitive, to invest in AI? AI can be expensive. Have any thoughts?
Yeah, but for example, how I don't know if you pay like ChatGPT, you already have a really powerful tool in your hands. Do they specify which kind of technologies, which kind of AIs they have been
No,
using in this report?
no, is in general.
Because if it's ChatGPT, it's kind of already spreading all around. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, all of these ones, they're actually affordable for even small brands. And if you think about, you can it can be so much more productive with one of these tools that it can pay off. It pay off like paying $20 per month. They're not referring about the tool itself,
No,
but
it's not the
they're
price of the
referring about,
tool. It's because you need
yeah,
specialized training, right? And that's expensive.
yeah,
So specialized training requires or demands more investment, and so then you start splitting the market between those who have money to invest and those who can't.
yeah, yeah. But I see in the other hand, like I feel that small companies they move faster. So, for example, if I have a small company and then I see that there's a potential of improvement in the using AI, I'll definitely invest in the tool and then say to my people, like, let's do it together. You know, let's learn this together, because an image from Mid Journey can be cheaper and better than a stock image. You know, so these kind of things, and then for example other texts and everything that you can do with ChatGPT and these LLMs models. Um, they I think they worth the price. You know, they just about the vision of the owner of the business. Doesn't matter if it's small or big. You know.
So with the rise of generative AI, it's already making waves in content creation, like we're talking about, and campaign
Yeah.
efficiency. Like there's like 42% of marketeers already using these tools to transform their strategies. So AI is not just streamlining operations, but it's also enhancing creativity and innovation, allowing marketers to develop faster and produce more content more efficiently.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that that's the future. And you can even take like a video from YouTube that someone took like hours to create. You can take that video and then create a content from that like easily using ChatGPT. So I feel that they definitely can generate faster content with quality, and it's always the way that you use it too. You know, so I see that if you evaluate before you release the content, you know, and then you change some small stuff and make it more personal. It create a new content from other people content. And so I'm a bit concerned about the number of content and the number of the quality of the content for the next years because of this kind of a copying model. You know?
You mean the repetition? Do you believe it's going to be repetitive?
Yeah, and a flooding of content. You know, then you have like a lot of content that is just be generated straight from ChatGPT without any curation. You know, and then you have like people that will be more careful but using it in a good way. So I feel that we will be flooded with all this information.
I think it's already happening. So one of these days, I saw somebody showing like a Google image search, and I think maybe 70% of the images there were clearly AI generated, which a couple of years ago was basically photos, right? So
Yeah,
this level, it's the AI generation is so easily accessible that is basically dominating the internet. So there's no escape from it. With that
yeah, and
comes
if you
some
search,
problems, right?
yeah, definitely, and then at the same time, if you search for stock images, you can see like 30% of the images are already generated by AI, and some of the companies they put it on the label, you know, like AI generated images, and some of them, if you don't know much about the AI tools, you know, you can even misunderstood that it's a real image, you know, if there's no label on it, because they're really good and well generated.
Then there's also personalization. So AI's ability to personalize customer interactions is basically improving marketing strategies, right? So even though 40% of the people working with marketing mentions that they spend less than 10% of their budget in AI driven campaigns, many are reporting that they are seeing significant improvements in customer targeting and engagement. Because I think you can run more of these simulations and and it's easier for you to experiment and find what is performing better or worse. So they claim that even if you invest less, you can still have substantial benefits when you use that strategically.
I always question myself about this report when they say like 10% of the budget or 46% of the market is this kind of stuff. Like they put like real numbers, because even though if it's not AI generated, the content, but if you use it to AI to refine an idea or even to, are you considering that in the 10%, or you are considering 10% of like straightforward? For example, I created an image on Midjourney and put it in my marketing, and this is the 10% that I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yes, it that's a great point. They're not very specific or they're not very clear. I think I assuming that it's not 100%, but like if there's AI involved or AI is doing a lot of the work, let's say, then they are taking into account. And again, this is basically, I think they interview 1,200 people. So, I mean, it's not
Yeah,
also a huge amount of people, but within that pool, they a lot of people already using AI, right? And it's just because it's
yeah,
very accessible, right? If you you just ask some questions, it's a chat interface, so it's really easy to extract some information. And if you train, if you improve yourself or you improve your prompting techniques, then you can extract a lot of information from AI.
yeah. And I think the way that it refined the ideas and even like to just have ideas, it's a powerful tool. So I believe people could use more for brainstorming. Like I already did that many times, and I feel that it pay off, like the results.
So they closed the report talking that not everything is just basically these huge numbers and good results, right? Then 60% of all these professionals that worked in marketing is they're also afraid that AI can replace their roles, right? There's a growing concern as the years go by. So additionally, like 13% of marketeers faced unexpected issues with AI adoption, lack of training or generate or hallucinations, generating the wrong results. And so there's still a lot to learn and how to maneuver and go around this AI hallucinations, for example.
Yeah, it's understandable because even though you have like the perfect prompt, the perfect idea of, for example, an image, if you want to generate that on AI, you can have surprising results. So for you to refine that and get in a really good result, if you're not really into the tool, it might take a lot longer than expected. And I believe the marketing agencies, as I know them, they are quite strict on the timeline and time frame of work. So I believe there might be an issue in these terms. And knowing companies, I know that it's super hard for them to pay for courses and training. So if I totally understand, there's 12% of people that are kind of having issues in implementing AI.
Yes. Um,
So do you think we should put some limits or boundaries on generative AI to create content to keep the human originality and like a strong brand voice, or do you think we should just release it and people can use it unlimited?
I think, like you said before, like there's a lot of there are some patterns that AI generates, and that with the increase of the use of the technology, that is going to show up a lot more. So, in order to maintain creativity and some originality, I believe we should always have some human coordinating or leading that creation, and AI will be the executioner. So AI will execute. And brand voice, I think AI can replicate that really easily by replicating different tones of voice and stuff. But the essence, or the essence of the brand should come from this brand umbrella that is usually created by humans. So that's my
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah, I believe the same. Like, it's kind of hard to imagine that the AI will do all the work, and even if you do a really good job, someone needs to validate that, because we're still selling for humans, we're not selling for robots. So there's still this humanity that we need to reach, so for the AI is not there, and I think you'll never get there in this. Maybe if you sell products for robots, they will have their voice, so they don't need to be AI generated.
Let's wait for Elon Musk release their Optimus robots, and then we can sell some stuff to them.
Yeah, some oil or components.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. That's basically, just thought it was interesting that it's grow the growing numbers of how how companies are adopting AI in their marketing strategies, and it's just growing and growing, and we can see already the effects.
Can I ask you something? As you have worked in for many years in marketing agencies, what is your vision about the future? Like, what do you vision now, like the use of AI, and how do you envision like the market for the next years? Like,
I think if we continue in this growth at all cost path, I would assume that there's going to be a lot of pressure to deliver more with less time. And the only way to do that is by automating everything and let AI lead everything. But then the question is, we as consumers, will we consume this AI generated content? Are we going to know is AI generated content? Because I think that those tools are going to be and more precise, and it will mimic more and more of the human ways of speaking and stuff that would be hard to tell. So I do think we're going to get to that point, but there might be a standardization, and maybe it will not be interesting. And then again, that I think my
yeah,
whole in my with my whole career in advertising was searching for how to stand out using creativity, right? And I think that will become more and more valuable and more important as we proceed as producing everything with AI. You will need to differentiate yourself, and you will need to stand out somehow. And the only way to do that is being very creative. And AI, it might seem that it's very creative, but basically it's recycling something that it read in their massive data set. So it's not generating something completely new. Maybe we're going to get there,
yeah.
but it doesn't seem that we're
And
that close.
if it's interesting that you're saying that, because I always think about this TikTok trends. For example, if you release a music and everyone is dancing the same music, or everyone is doing the same kind of content, or the same kind of like, for example, yeah, the type of content, like they're doing the same type of content, and then at some point it kind of trends out, and so everyone is consuming that, and then 1 or 2 days later it kind of drops, because it's the same thing doing by many different people, and then it needs a new trend, so this kind of stuff, just copies of the same thing, and then at some point it kind of we as humans, we just like got tired of this, and faster and faster, like, so we need new stuff to continue consuming that. So I feel that it's the same for marketing, for other types of things that we are consuming. I think the repetition just make it boring at some point. So we need the human touch to recreate and to rethink and to be humans.
Yeah, exactly. But that repetition or that you described, this is the basic cycle of innovation. So you start with the early adopters, then you go and then it reaches mass adoption. And when you reach mass adoption, it starts getting interesting because everybody's using it's standardized, like it just spreads all over. That's viralization as well. But then you reach that point and then it declines because then the early adopters leave to adopt something else that they find it interesting, and then it phase out because people just get tired of it. So it's the natural curve of how things go and viralize. So yeah, so that will continue happening, but the originality comes in those new ideas that get caught up by the early adopters, and I think that's where creativity shines.
Yeah, yeah, we're not in the point that the AI is proposing new stuff. They're just taking the past and replicating the past, which is already good in some terms, especially in marketing. If you're leading something that needs to have a standardized pattern, for example, emails or something that you can replicate. It's a really good tool to create new stuff. You put the ideas, and then ChatGPT will do the, for example, will do an email for you. That's a good start. But to generate new ideas, I don't think it's a good tool for now. These LLM models, but maybe we will get in that point that they will connect dots that we are not seeing.
That's the whole promise of AGI, right? That when you reach like a general artificial intelligence, that you will be capable of basically reading a lot of stuff, learning from that, and then generating innovative new ideas, and will solve a lot of the problems that we couldn't solve it so far. But again, it's some people say that we're closer, but I believe we're not close to that. It's just a hype to attract more money, and you know. But again, I'm not that close to the research program of these companies, but I think we would have seen something that it's closer to that already if we're that close. And for now, we just have really, really good predictive machines, which is those LLMs, what those LLMs do.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you.
But it was an interesting tangent. But I think we got a bit way too far away from the whole subject of the episode. But it's good. It was a good conversation. So, but that's it. We reached the end of our episode. If you want to know more about how AI is evolving and how to use it in your work and your life, follow us for more. If you have any questions for us, you can reach out to us at hello@humanaixp.com or connect with
Mhm.
us on Instagram at humanaixp. Thanks for listening. See you next week.